At the beginning of the film, we are introduced to Sonny, a well-known mafia boss and a significant figure in the criminal underworld. One day, Sonny, along with his team, visits a man named Sasha. Sasha expresses his interest in joining Sonny's crew, and it turns out that he already has connections to the group. He has been friends for about 2 years with Nick, one of Sonny's most trusted members. Nick vouches for Sasha, believing that he would be a valuable addition to the team. However, Sonny is very selective about who he allows into his organization. To ensure Sasha's credibility, he decides to subject him to a lie detector test. If Sasha lies, Sonny will not hesitate to kill him. Sonny begins by investigating Sasha's past connections in the organizations he previously worked for. Sasha reveals his background, stating that he once served in the Special Forces and had connections with the CIA and German intelligence. During this intense interrogation, the lie detector supports Sasha's statements, indicating that he is telling the truth. Even when faced with the threat of Sonny's knife, Sasha remains calm, and the device confirms his honesty. After all the questions are answered, Sonny finally accepts Sasha into the group. What is surprising is that Sasha manages to deceive the lie detector, because he is actually an undercover FBI agent planning to take Sonny down from the inside. Shortly afterward, Sonny sends Nick and Sasha to his drug factory to supervise a shipment. They must act quickly, as the illegal cargo needs to reach Russia by the next morning. Nick immediately mobilizes his men to prepare the shipment, but something unexpected happens. Agent Williams, the head of the FBI, appears with his team. He offers Nick a deal, saying that he will not go to prison if he testifies against Sonny. However, Nick, who has long been loyal to Sonny, refuses the offer. Sasha tries to reason with him directly, suggesting that it would be better to surrender than to see people get hurt. But Nick remains stubborn, leading to a violent clash between the two groups. In the middle of the chaos, Agent Williams nearly kills Nick, but Sasha intervenes, believing that Nick could still be useful to the FBI. Nevertheless, the situation spirals out of control. Nick is arrested, while Sasha is seriously injured by a gunshot fired by Agent Williams. It is later revealed that Agent Williams was the one who planted Sasha inside Sonny's mafia. 8 months later, a fully recovered Sasha finds himself in Alcatraz, a prison located on an isolated island in the sea. To his shock, he sees Nick there as well. It is revealed that the FBI deliberately arranged for Sasha to be sent to this prison for a mission, to get close to Nick again and convince him to testify against Sonny's criminal activities. Meanwhile, in the city, we are introduced to Hartman, a city official holding a press conference about Alcatraz prison. He announces that the prison was closed in 1962 because it was considered unfit for inmates due to its poor conditions. However, the current mayor, a woman, declares that it is time to reopen Alcatraz. Hartman assures everyone that this time, the prison is in excellent condition. Back at the prison, it is time for Sasha and the other new inmates to enter their cells. Before that, everyone must pass through metal detectors to ensure they are not smuggling anything inside. When Sasha passes through, the detector goes off. A guard immediately grabs him and orders a search to find any hidden metal object. Sasha insists that he has nothing on him, but the guard is unconvinced and pokes him with a pager. This angers Sasha, prompting him to retaliate against the guard. In the middle of the struggle, Nick steps in, unable to stand by and watch his close friend be treated that way. At that moment, the head warden, Juan Ruiz, steps in and stops the commotion. Instead of escalating the situation, Ruiz calmly approaches Sasha to investigate. Upon closer inspection, he discovers that the metal detector was triggered by a metal implant in Sasha's leg, the result of a previous bone fracture. The next day, the warden gathers all the inmates. He wants to set the record straight about how things will be run under his leadership. He assures them that he is not naturally cruel, and that if the prisoners follow the rules and show respect, he will treat them well, almost like family. However, he warns that any disobedience or disrespect will be met with severe punishment, and he will not hesitate to use extreme measures. The warden then informs them about a work program. Since Alcatraz has been closed for several decades, it requires extensive repairs and maintenance. He plans to use the inmates for tasks such as digging, cleaning, and maintaining the prison grounds. Before long, the prisoners witness the arrival of Lester McKenna, a man with a notorious reputation. He is on death row for stealing a massive number of gold bars worth $200 million, owned by a corrupt official. The exact location of the gold is a mystery to everyone except Lester. Even the mayor attempted to make a deal with him. If he revealed the location of the gold, his death sentence would be lifted. But Lester, for reasons known only to him, chose to accept his fate. A few hours later, the warden receives some high-profile visitors, Hardman and the mayor. It is here that the pieces of the puzzle slowly come together. It is revealed that the warden, Hardman, and the mayor are all working together. Their main motivation for reopening the long-abandoned Alcatraz prison is to retrieve Lester's hidden treasure. There are rumors that during the years the prison was unused, Lester hid his gold within its walls. This revelation also explains why the warden has been forcing the inmates to dig and work around the prison grounds. He hopes that they will accidentally uncover the hidden treasure. Later that night, a group of figures parachutes from the sky and secretly lands in the yard of Alcatraz prison. They quickly and silently eliminate the guards stationed outside. The team, calling themselves the 49ers, is led by Donnie Johnson, a former police officer, and his right-hand woman, Six. Like the mayor, their goal is to get to Lester and learn where the gold is hidden. Meanwhile, in a dark basement, Lester and Sasha share a moment together. They used to work together, having served side by side in the Special Forces. It is a bitter reunion, as Lester is now close to being executed. Lester specifically requested to see Sasha as his final wish, and the prison authorities granted it. However, unknown to them, their private conversation is not truly private. From behind the walls, the mayor listens carefully, hoping to catch any clues or secrets the two might reveal. Shortly after, the warden receives an update from one of his officers, stating that they have lost audio surveillance of Lester and Sasha's conversation. Ruiz assumes it is due to bad weather, but unbeknownst to him, Donnie's men are actually responsible, having cleverly disabled the prison surveillance systems. As the 49ers move deeper into the prison, they swiftly take out the guards in their path and establish control. In his cell, Nick watches the events unfold with a smile, believing that this rescue mission was arranged by Sonny to extract him. Elsewhere, the mayor pursues his own agenda. In a tense face-off, he corners Lester and pressures him to reveal the location of the hidden gold. In exchange, he offers Lester his life and promises to revoke the death sentence. But Lester, a hardened man, sees through the lie. He believes that even if he tells the truth, he will not be spared. Those in the basement are so focused on their discussion that they are unaware of the chaos unfolding above them. As all this is happening, Sasha is being escorted back to his cell by a guard. Unfortunately, they run straight into Donnie's advancing forces. Gunfire erupts, hitting both Sasha and the guard. However, Sasha survives, as the bullet only grazes his arm, something Donnie's team fails to notice. In the execution chamber, the warden makes one final request to Lester, asking him to reveal where he hid the gold. Instead of answering, Lester simply thanks them for the fine clothes he is wearing for his upcoming execution. Not long after, Donnie's team storms in and immediately takes control of the room. Meanwhile, fear spreads among the other inmates. Many of them worry that they will become victims of Donnie's group and attempt to escape. Nick, however, remains completely calm, confident that the intruders have come to rescue him. Elsewhere, Donnie receives an update from his men aboard the chopper, informing him that a storm is forming outside. Moments later, the chopper loses control and crashes onto the roof of the prison. Realizing the urgency of the situation, Donnie sends Six and several of his men to secure the upper level of the facility. By this time, Donnie has lost patience with Lester's silence. Determined to force an answer, he takes a brutal step. He points his gun at a priest, an innocent man of faith, and, without hesitation, pulls the trigger. The deafening gunshot and the priest's sudden collapse send shockwaves through the room. Overwhelmed with guilt, Lester's heart breaks, believing that his silence caused the priest's death. Several miles away from FBI headquarters, grim news arrives when the Coast Guard reports that a chopper has crashed directly onto Alcatraz. Agent Williams is immediately filled with anxiety, knowing that Sasha, working undercover, is caught in the chaos unfolding inside the prison. Soon after, tension escalates between Sasha, Nick, and Six. A familiar sense of danger fills the air when Nick realizes that the intruders are not actually from Sonny's organization. He loses all trust in Donnie and his group and shifts his focus to protecting Sasha. During the fight, Sasha's quick thinking and training give them a slight advantage. As Six retreats, the two briefly regain control, but the danger is far from over. Back at FBI headquarters, Agent Williams's worst fears are confirmed when he hears Donnie's voice over the phone, delivering a direct threat if the FBI interferes. With steely determination in his eyes, Agent Williams mobilizes his team. They must act fast to regain control of Alcatraz and ensure the safety of everyone inside. Meanwhile, Nick and a group of inmates discover an RPG, which they use to blow open the reinforced door to the gun room. Once inside, they arm themselves. At the same time, Donnie escalates the situation by tying the mayor to a chair. He then contacts the FBI again, demanding that they send a chopper and threatening to harm the mayor if they refuse. Shortly after, Six brings Donnie news that there is an inmate on the upper level who is extremely skilled in combat and appears to have special forces training. Donnie asks the warden if he knows anything about such a prisoner, but Ruiz has no information. At that moment, the mayor's bodyguard attempts to seize control by taking two of Donnie's men hostage. However, Donnie immediately shoots them, believing they are worthless. To everyone's shock, the two men are wearing bulletproof vests and quickly overpower the bodyguards. Donnie then confronts Hartman, and it is revealed that Hartman was the one who tipped Donnie's group off about the gold. As this unfolds, Sasha and the inmates launch a surprise attack on the execution room using smoke grenades. They successfully rescue Lester, but unfortunately, they are forced to leave the mayor behind, still tied to his chair, as freeing him would be too dangerous. Later, Sasha and Nick escort Lester to a safe location. Because of Sasha's impressive combat skills, Nick begins to suspect him. Eventually, Sasha admits that he is an undercover FBI agent. Hearing this, Nick becomes furious, feeling betrayed. After some explanation, Sasha and Lester manage to calm Nick down. Meanwhile, the FBI sends a chopper to the prison, complying with Donnie's demands. Once the FBI team disembarks, they quickly withdraw. Donnie and his group remain behind, however, since they still need Lester to reveal the location of the gold bars. Sasha later contacts Donnie and proposes a trade, Lester in exchange for the mayor. Donnie agrees, as Lester is their true objective. In a surprising twist, the idea to swap the mayor for Lester actually comes from Lester himself, who believes the mayor is merely a puppet of Hartman. Soon, the inmates are seen preparing their weapons for the upcoming exchange. Eventually, Sasha and Nick find themselves atop the crashed chopper on the prison roof. When Sasha contacts the FBI to give them an update, Agent Williams tells him to ensure the exchange goes smoothly to avoid a shootout. He also informs Sasha that his team is approaching the island. After this, Sasha explains to Nick why he is targeting Sunny. The truth is that Sunny is responsible for the murder of Sasha's wife. Upon hearing this, Nick finally understands Sasha's motive and also feels disappointed in Sunny for doing nothing to rescue him. Meanwhile, Donnie and his team arrive at the exchange location. They take custody of Lester and release the mayor. However, during the exchange, one of the inmates suddenly attacks Donnie's men, triggering a shootout. In the chaos, Warden Ruiz corners Six, while Donnie and one of his men manage to escape with Lester and the mayor. Ruiz is about to kill Six when the FBI arrives and orders him to stop. In the midst of all this, Nick is shot and badly wounded. Seeing this, Sasha comforts Nick, telling him that he will be okay and revealing that Nick is one of his closest friends. Later, Sasha and Agent Williams are seen pursuing Donnie. As they close in, Donnie threatens to harm the mayor. But in a shocking twist, the chopper they are riding suddenly explodes. It turns out that Lester secretly planted bombs on his body earlier, doing so as a way to atone for his past crimes. In the final scene, Sasha discovers the gold bars hidden in a secret location behind Lester's garden. It is revealed that during their earlier conversation, Lester secretly told Sasha where the gold was hidden. Sasha decides to donate some of the gold to charity, as it originally belonged to a corrupt man who is now dead. Afterward, Sasha visits Nick in prison. During this moment, Sasha shares good news, telling Nick that he will soon be released. They also agree to team up to go after Sunny. Sasha mentions that he kept some of the gold for their future plans. That's what I'm talking about. And this is where the film ends. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed the movie and subscribe to our channel.